Hey, what's up, guys? Gaburan Kwayes here. Okay, so this video is gonna be on my invocation or exercise that I created called the Qliphothic Middle Pillar. So, I mean, it's self-explanatory. It couldn't be any more straight to the point than that. The Qliphothic Middle Pillar, okay? A middle pillar based around the Tree of Death, or the Sidrara, if you will, the Qliphoth. So yeah, a quick generalization. I'm not gonna get into the logistics of the Tree of Death, okay? If you want, you could consult my article for that. Because if not, this video will be longer than usual. But in general, the gist of the Qliphoth is literally a reality void of life, void of basically essentially it's just that, okay? Just consult my article for the rest, honestly. Just consult my article. In any case, yeah. So the gist of this exercise, this astral exercise, is simply put to be able to essentially just tap into the spheres that oppose the spheres of creation, which is will consist of the Sephirotic middle pillar, the normal middle pillar, the actual normal middle pillar. So the actual Sephirotic middle pillar consists of Kathir, Daath, Tifareth, Yesod, and Malkuth, and that's pretty much it. In this case, the Qliphothic middle pillar consists of Thaumiel, Dath, Dagirion, Gamaliel, and Nahemoth, and yeah, that's pretty much that. So these are the spheres that oppose the spheres of creation, the Sephirotic spheres of creation. And the point of this exercise is simply put, after you finish mastering the actual Sephirotic middle pillar, is essentially to just bang it out after, honestly, to perform this one, which is a step above, so a step above the actual normal middle pillar itself. And and I'm gonna tell you right now the reason why I set it as secondary, so after the middle pillar, after you finish mastering the normal middle pillar, is because this one is not for beginners. I'm telling you straight up. This one is not for beginners. And the reason so is because the energy is just intense. The energy that you invoke, so the Qliphothic energy, the dark astral energy is just way too much. It'll knock a beginner out of the park, honestly. You can go ahead and give it a shot, but you're not gonna feel anything in terms of if you are not astrally inclined, or if you're not fully developed, okay? If you're simply just, if your astral senses are premature, you're not gonna feel anything. It'll be like invoking air, nothing really. But if you're someone who is astrally inclined but hasn't mastered anything, or hasn't even began mastering the middle pillar yet, you're still scrying and etc. Oh boy, you bang this out, okay? You actually partake in set exercise that I'm going over right now, and it's literally gonna. Oh boy, it's gonna be unpleasant. That's all I'm gonna say. And without the necessary help of patrons, so spirit patrons, spirit guides, spirit protectors, or anything, or something that could literally just help you, that could just cleanse you astrally, you're gonna be going through some trouble for a while. In any case, not too long, simply just a couple of hours, or depending on how long the effects last on you, the negative effects of said ritual. So yeah, I'm gonna begin with the gist, essentially, the gist of so my experiences with the middle pillar. In any case, with this Qliphothic middle pillar, in any case, I simply just went about and I created it. Okay, I simply just went about and I was like, I wanna just, there's, let's just say it just came out of nothing. It was just a brief thought. I simply just said, okay, I'm just gonna create a Qliphothic middle pillar. So a version of the middle pillar that has to do with the spheres that oppose the spheres of creation. So the sun, the moon, the astral plane, which is the abyss, death, okay, which is death, and earth. And simply put, as well as the sphere Kathir, where God's will manifests into said reality, into our reality, and utilize the spheres that oppose said spheres. Not in any dark way, not in an edgelord way, okay? Not in some stupid way, okay? Literally, this is all constructive. This is literally all constructive. Key words here is constructive. That is all. So yeah, and I simply just went ahead and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do so. But don't go ahead and confuse this for the, I don't know if there's some Qliphothic LBPR out there. I'm pretty sure I ran into one out there, but no, this is not like that. And in any case, I'm not gonna lie. My opinion on the Qliphothic LBPR is just completely stupid, honestly. It's completely fucking stupid. The point of the LBPR is to banish energy around you and to cleanse oneself. To make a Qliphothic LBPR is to do the exact opposite. To do the exact opposite of everything that the LBPR, the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram, was made for. So, no, that's just stupid. In this case, it's simply more constructive and it's more practical. It's more straightforward. It's simply a stronger version of the normal middle pillar, and it has to do with confronting death itself and to make one more stronger astrally. That's why I said that this is not for beginners, because literally it'll fucking, yeah, it'll make you lie in bed for a while, okay? Because it's just real intense. In any case, yeah. So I went about and I created it, and lo and behold, I basically just conjured it up with under like 30 minutes to an hour. And yeah, so I'm gonna go over the orientation of said ritual. So what consists of said ritual? No, I'm gonna go over first the, basically, yeah, the orientation. Hold on. Not the orientation. I'm going to go over the spheres. Everything that you're going to go over within the orientation itself. So you're going to be going over, you're going to be invoking the sphere Thaumiel. And Thaumiel is in turn ruled by Satan and Moloch. And I had to pull out my PDF just to, because I know this, I know all of this by memory, but just not to make any minor mistakes here. That's why. So Satan and Moloch is rules Thaumiel or Thaumiel, and it's the opposing sphere of Kether. So the sphere Kether or Kethar or Kether in general, that in which the highest sphere, the highest Kabbalistic Sephirotic sphere, in which God's will manifest into reality itself, and it makes its way from the astral into the physical, and any changes that are done to reality go from God through Metatron or Metatron. Simply put, Metatron or Metatron. I like to say Metatron. And then through Cathay all the way down to Malkuth, and then yeah, manifest into reality, the physical plane. So that is Cathay, that is Thaumiel, and it is the opposing sphere of Cathay. That's the highest Qliphothic sphere. The second sphere is Aogiel. So Aogiel is the opposing sphere of Neptune. It's the infernal side of, it's black Neptune, essentially. It's the infernal equivalent of Neptune itself. And it's ruled by Beelzebub. Yeah, I'll get into all of that. These these guys are all around, and yeah, they're thanking me for everything, for the emphasis that I'm putting on them, and everything as usual for these guys. And yeah, as usual, they're all welcome. So yeah. In any case, yeah. So Aogiel is the second highest sphere of the Qliphoth, the second highest Qlipha. So the Qlipha Aogiel, and it's ruled by Beelzebub, and it is, like I said, the infernal or the opposing sphere of Neptune. The third sphere is Satariel. So Satariel. Satariel is ruled by Lucifuge Rofakal or Rofakal. And it's the third highest sphere. It's the sphere that opposes Saturn. Okay, so Binah. And that's pretty much that. Straightforward. The fourth sphere is Gashkala, which is in turn ruled by Astaroth, so Astaroth, and it is the opposing sphere that rules over Jupiter. I'm gonna crank up the speed here because oh boy, I sound like a broken radio. In any case, yeah. So the fifth sphere going to the lower spheres is Golachab, which is the opposing sphere the sphere that opposes Mars. So Gebura, Madim, and it is ruled by Asmodee. So Asmodeus or Asmodee. And the sixth sphere is Tagirion. I'm pretty sure you guys are well familiar with everything, as well as Tagirion or Tagirion. Tagirion, yeah. In any case, I say got Tagirion. In any case, the sixth sphere the sixth Qliphothic sphere, the sixth Kabbalistic Qliphothic sphere of the opposing sun is Tagirion, and it's in turn ruled by Belphegor. So yeah, Belphegor. And going to the lower, the final spheres, the final four spheres, which is Oreb Zarak. Oreb Zarak is ruled by Baal, and it is the imposing sphere of Venus. So Black Venus, if you will. The eighth sphere is Samael, and it is the imposing sphere of Mercury, and it is ruled by Adramelech, but it is originally ruled by Audience. So Audience, the fallen angel Audience, in this case. And yeah, the reason why I say Audience is because Audience is in turn, and he's an infernal fallen angel. He's an infernal angel, a fallen angel. And he has a higher rank than Adramelech. Adramelech is simply just a pagan spirit, a created thought form made by civilizations. And I forgot what pantheon Adramelech is from, but that doesn't matter. In any case, it's ruled by Adramelech and Audience, and it is the imposing sphere of Mercury, the eighth Qliphothic sphere, the eighth Qlipha. Lastly, is my beloved Lilith sphere. My beloved Lilith sphere, which is Gamaliel. So Gamaliel is the ninth sphere, and it is the sphere that opposes the moon. So it is ruled by Lilith, my beloved Lilith, Hasetani Lilith, she of the beginning, the mother of the infernal Lilith. Okay, Jupiterian, Piscean, Martian, lunar Lilith, and yeah, speaks for itself. Fallen angel Lilith. Last but not least is the 10th sphere. So the 10th sphere, the lowest astral Qliphothic plane, which is Nahemoth, and it is in turn ruled by the infernal angel Nama, or the infernal spirit Nama, and it is the opposing sphere of kingdom or earth or Malkuth, the sphere that opposes Malkuth, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But that was pretty much the gist of the Tree of Death. But what we're gonna be dealing with is the five spheres that have to deal with creation itself, which is simply Thaumiel, so Thaumiel, Dath, Dagirion, Gamaliel, and hold on, and Nahemoth, and yeah, so that's pretty much that. And you simply just go about and you invoke these spheres as you partake in this exercise. You invoke Thaumiel, Gamaliel, Daath, Nahemoth, and Dagirion, and one by one, okay? And simply put, you just have to go about the same orientation as what you would with the middle pillar. It's no different. You're simply just, there's a change of spheres. There's a change of spheres, astral energy. There's a change of spheres, astral energy, and rulers of set spheres. And that's pretty much all. That's the only difference. The same holy names of God apply. Okay? The same holy names of God apply here. Why? Because God literally is omnipotent and he rules over all of these spheres. He is the creator of damn near most of these spirits. Okay? Most of these spirits are pagan, but in general, they fall under the rulership of Elohim himself. So Yahweh, Sabaoth, Elohim Gibor, etc., Shaddai El Chai, etc., etc., etc. And God literally is the one who basically has to do with everything that you love in reality, as well as everything that you hate. So you triumphing in a specific matter, as well as you failing, you're suffering as well as you're prospering. Women getting beaten and raped, and essentially just everything else that is good. Okay, God is literally the one who is responsible for all of that shit, and He's also the one who is in charge of the Qliphoth. Other sources out there would try to tell you differently, but that's not how reality works. On paper, you can try and rate that this is literally its own plane, and that it's this and that and the third, but no. Okay, straight up, it's ruled by God, and God works the way that God set out reality is as above, so below. Okay, what would be the point of life if what would be the point of life without the threat of death? Okay, and what would be the point of good without evil? Okay, and what would be the point of feeling prosperity and peace without having suffering and despair at one's corner? Okay, you would not know you would never be able to experience the actual fruitfulness of said emotions or states of being without any of these let's just say these negative attributes, these negative aspects of reality itself and existence, creation itself. So that's my point. So God literally rules over all of these spheres as well, and you can go and confirm that as well. Okay, you can confirm that if you're a high level magician yourself, and you can go and traverse these spheres and speak to these guys, as well as literally just I don't know, just speak to an angel or something similar, or go speak to Metatron, and he should tell you what's up. In any case, yeah, so that's pretty much it. And so that's pretty much that, okay? The holy names of God still apply in this sense. Okay? So you still in the orientation in which you perform the middle pillar. So hold on one second because hold on, I have to check my sources really fast, my notes. I almost forgot the hold on. One second. Okay. So in the same, yeah. No, I just wanted to confirm everything. I literally just have to confirm everything before I go ahead and just, make a childish mistake or two. In any case, so in the same orientation that you bang and execute the normal middle pillar is the same way that you go about and partake in the Qliphothic middle pillar. So the same holy names of God, the same God names, okay? Beginning with Ehe, yeah, Yod He Vav He, Elohim. Yahweh Eloha Vada Sadai El Chai or Shaddai El Chai Adonai Haares. And this all applies here, literally. Oh boy, the whiff of energy that's flowing through me right now. With all of these guys in this room, with everything that I'm saying and going over. Oof. Oof. In any case, yeah. So literally bluntly put, that's pretty much it. Okay. The only difference is, like I said, the spheres, the astral energy that's flowing through you, and the spirits, the spirits that rule over said spheres, and that's pretty much all. So yeah, so for example, if you were to go and execute this exercise, you will simply begin with if you do them row by row, so the holy name of God, the sphere and the rule of the sphere, and you go by that row, then yeah, you will simply just begin with Eheye, Tomien, Satong, Moloch, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Satan. And yeah, that's pretty much how you go. Okay, that's pretty much how you go. Yod He Vav He Elohim. Um and yeah, Yod He Vav He Elohim, Abaddon, Da'at. And that's pretty much it. And you continue on. You continue on. And everything is pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, if you really want to basically mesmerize everything, just look at a middle pillar ritual or a middle pillar exercise, slash ritual. And you simply just change the spheres and the ruler of said spheres, and that's pretty much all. So yeah, the God names still apply, like I said, in terms of everything that I previously mentioned. So yeah, nothing too catastrophic or different here, other than the level that is required to partake in said exercise. So yeah, I'm gonna go over my experiences with this exercise, and so yeah. I basically began. I when I conjured this up into existence. Okay, when I conjured up this exercise into the physical plane, from my mental plane all the way through my astral body and into the physical. Okay, um, it was like a couple of months ago. It was like several months ago. I don't know exactly, but it was several months ago. And I simply just began. Once I finished it up, once I conjured it up, once I wrote everything down, that this is the orientation, this is how you perform it and everything, I simply just got right to it. I tested out my finding, okay, my creation, and everything was swell. But during the fourth time that I executed this ritual, okay, so the fourth or fifth time, if I'm not mistaken, the fourth or fifth time, that's when all hell broke loose, literally. That's when literally all hell broke loose. And yeah, I started having oof, I felt like crap that day. I felt like immense crap. I felt like shit. I felt like a husk of a human. I felt like a shell of myself. I felt like a fucking stone statue. I was paralyzed, astrally and mentally. I literally just felt like shit, okay? And I felt despair, grave despair. I felt like Like, what the hell was the point of existence entirely? That's how I felt. And the reason why and when I before that even happened, okay, I executed the ritual during my fourth or fifth time, like I said. And I just sat down. I just began partaking in mundane affairs. I just began partaking in mundane affairs. And yeah, later on that day, later on, because I did this around like 4 o'clock a.m. 4 a.m. o'clock 4 o'clock a.m. or 5 p.m. I mean, what the fuck, 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. around there, 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. I executed everything. Okay, and once I finished up around the morning time, I basically wanted to check out the constellations. Okay, what positions are the planets finding themselves within at that specific time, and how things are looking in space, how things are looking astrally as well as physically. And when I opened up my astrological application, so I currently use Z9 Lite, so Z9 Lite, and yeah, so I simply opened it up. I opened it up, and when I looked at everything, I was like, okay, okay, everything seems fine. But in this case, I went ahead and I was gonna cast an oddity chart. So I was gonna cast an oddity chart on a specific question that is not really relevant to be brought up anyways. So yeah, I casted an oddity chart, so an astrological divination, and I was being represented by Aries in the third house. I mean, in the third house, I was being represented by Aries in the first house. So the ascendant was Aries, and Aries in turn falls under Mars. And when I looked at Mars, the state of Mars, all hell broke loose. Okay, literally all fucking hell broke loose. I'm not kidding. Mars had no statistics or logistics. Okay, it had nothing. Okay, usually in Z9, the astrological software Z9, everything is represented by a graph, a graphical bar. So it'll show the afflictions and the positive aspects of the position that the planet finds itself within. And Mars was all white. Usually, okay, it will be either green or red. So it'll be either fully green, so a graphical bar, a line, and it'll be either green, stating everything is okay with the planet, is exalted or something similar, or if it's red, all red, or very low, with a red bar or green bar, then yeah, it's just in a detrimental state, or it's just not good. Okay, it's badly afflicted, or it's in a conflicting position. And yeah, so that was pretty much that. But in this case, Mars had no graphical bar. It didn't even show anything. It said Mars was 000. Everything was zero. The graphical bar was white. It was like fucking Mars died or something. Literally, it was like Gibura died. It was like Madim died or something, which is impossible, obviously. But unless God wills the destruction of Mars, but no, in this case, no. Everything just seemed off. Okay, it seemed like literally Mars died on paper. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? And immediately when I noticed that, okay, I felt like crap. I literally felt like crap. Like I said, I was being represented by Mars, so it was stating everything that has to do with me, my state of being, my state of mind, and everything that has to do with me. And yeah, it literally just depicted that. Yeah, I felt like crap, astrally and physically. So immediately when I looked at that, I closed the astrological chart, and I reopened it up. And even still, away from the oddity chart, Mars still looked like it fucking died or something. It still looked like it died. So I was like, no, there's something wrong here. There's something terribly wrong. Okay, there's something terribly wrong with Mars. And so simply put, I just went about and I simply just went about and I closed everything, and I was like, no, there's something wrong with Z9 right now. There's something wrong with Z9, my astrological software. And then I simply just went to sit down on my bed because I started feeling the pressure, but I just didn't pay any mind. I was just like, oh, it's probably astro energy causing a huge toll on me. But no, it was astro energy causing a toll on me, but it was immense. It was way too intense, and it was negative astro energy. So it wasn't overwhelming. It was draining. It felt like I was void of life. Like I said, it felt like I grave despair. It felt like fucking like I was just existential. Like what the hell was the point of life? Like what the hell was the point of living and existence and everything? That's how I felt, astrally, and physically, and mentally. Okay, so I sat down on my bed, and that's when the emotions and the feeling and the energy started getting more intense. It started getting way more intense, and I got to the point where I literally just had to lay down on my bed. And when I lied down, I felt paralyzed astrally. I felt paralyzed astrally, and I just wasn't right in the head at that state of at that my mental state wasn't right. Okay, at that specific time and date and everything, at that specific moment, I felt paralyzed mentally, and I couldn't do anything. I was lying in bed like as if I performed the black sun exercise or something. That's the equivalent of this exercise. It's similar to executing the black sun exercise, okay? It's similar to that, but not necessarily. It's not as strong as the black sun exercise, where you scry into the black sun in the astral plane in order to invoke its energy and to traverse its plane and to have its general effects play out in your life in terms of results manifesting from that exercise. But in this case, it felt like it, okay? It felt a lot like it, but not necessarily. It just made me feel paralyzed astrally, okay? It made me feel literally paralyzed. And I couldn't do anything for like 4 hours. I couldn't do absolutely anything. And generally speaking, I was just there, okay? I was knocked out. I couldn't do anything at all, okay? I couldn't even help myself if I wanted to. I tried and I couldn't do anything. I desperately, so out of me just conjuring up all of my willpower, all of my fucking willpower, I got up and I went towards Raphael's altar to my left, to the left of me. And yeah, he remembers that moment, obviously. He was like, "Yeah." In any case, yeah, he say yeah, yeah, yeah. In any case, he's agreeing with me. So yeah, so I went towards Raphael's altar in desperation in terms of him having my vice lord help me out and heal me. And I literally crawled towards his altar. I'm not kidding. I felt like crap. Okay, I couldn't do anything. I was paralyzed mentally, paralyzed astrally. I felt void of everything, and I just felt like fucking shit. So I crawled towards his altar, okay, because I couldn't even get up. I felt like if I got up, I would faint. My astrological clock, hour of Jupiter, day of Mercury. It's always ringing on the day of Mercury, or I just always find myself doing something during the hour of Mercury or the day of Mercury or something similar. In any case, so yeah, I simply just went towards his altar, and I gathered up everything to speak, and I was telling him to please try his best to heal me. Just try and heal me, my beloved Vice Lord, and this and that and the third. And he appeared, but it was causing such a toll on me that he had to be in the background when he appeared. He knew that I was literally gonna faint if he stayed up and if he stayed fully invoked. Okay, so me seeing him in full view up and down with his energy flowing through me, that I would faint if he continued to do so. So he immediately went into the background and he started speaking to me out in the background. So I would hear his voice, but I couldn't see him. And he was telling me that he's gonna try his best, that he would try his best, that I'm gonna try my best, Eduardo, to help you. But yeah, it looks like this ritual caused a huge toll on you. And yeah, so we simply just got to it, and he tried his best to heal me. And after quite some time, after a couple of hours, that's when I fully healed up, and I regained my state of being. But I felt way stronger. I felt really stronger, honestly. I felt really intense and strong, and just my willpower and my astral body just boosted up immensely to the point where I just felt like, like hot shit. Like I really felt strong as fuck, astrally and physically and mentally, and I just felt really good as well as relieved. And yeah, that was pretty much that moment. Ever since, okay, whenever I want to perform said ritual again on my sixth time or my fifth time, like I said, I'm not sure when that specific moment happened, if it was my fourth or my fifth, but in general, on my sixth or my fifth time, the next time after that moment when I performed the Qliphothic Middle Pillar, the Qliphothic Middle Pillar, so my exercise, everything was swell. I felt great. I literally felt great, and the effects were minor. So I would just feel cold. I would feel the cold energies of Gamaliel, the intense, overwhelming energies of Thaumiel, etc., 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 etc. Okay, that's what I would feel, but nothing else. I wouldn't feel like void of life or feel like shit or existential or anything similar. I just felt great, and I just felt the normal attributes and the properties that come with set Qliphothic energies. So the energies that come from these spheres themselves, and that's pretty much all. So that's my point, okay? Whether it will happen to you during your first time or your third time or your fourth time or your fifth time or whenever, okay? Just keep in mind that you cannot perform this if unless you're at a certain level astrally, or unless you finished mastering the middle pillar and you want something, you want to move on to another exercise. Bluntly put, just don't perform this. I can see that things will be more detrimental in one's on one's part if they try and execute this without proper protection or without anything there that, like I said, that can just basically help you out astrally in terms of cleansing you from sets negative emotions and negative states of being. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, like I said, the benefits of set ritual is to make one astrally strong, to confront death itself. And yeah, that's literally everything that happened. When I went through that when I went through that moment, that's literally what I felt like. I literally felt like everything that represents the Qliphoth, the Sitra Ara, the tree of death. Death, void of life. Okay? The opposite of life. Okay? That's literally what the tree of death represents. The opposite of life. Okay? And yeah, that's pretty much that, honestly. And I it's up to you whether you want to bang this out or not, whether you want to execute this exercise. But I do recommend it, honestly. I do recommend it. It simply just helps one out to confront death and to be able to make themselves more used to Qliphotic energies before you even go ahead and traverse the Qliphoth itself, the tree of death. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're a beginner who hasn't even mastered the middle pillar and you're thinking about, but you already mastered astral traveling, and you're thinking about wanting to go into the Qliphoth, you're gonna do so, but you're gonna have tremendous difficulty, and you'll probably only be able to last in the Qliphoth for a couple of minutes before you just shoot right back into your physical body, due to the overwhelming energies and the toll that it's taking on your astral body. Not only that, but you might just be, I don't know, you might be scared, or you might just find the plane very intense for your liking or what you could perceive and everything. And yeah, generally speaking, but in general, okay, if you find yourself scared of the Qliphoth, if you find yourself scared of the Qliphoth and you're a person who is scared of the dark, so if you turn off all the lights of your house and you're scared of that, I don't recommend that you traverse the Qliphoth. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, what the hell? Yo, no, okay. If you're scared of the dark, bluntly put, don't astral travel to the Qliphoth. I'm telling you that right now. It's way worse than just pure darkness. That's all I'm gonna say. Not that anything bad or terrible will happen to you, but just witnessing and experiencing everything that has to do and that lies within the Qliphoth itself. It's just, woof, it's intense, nevertheless. So yeah, that's pretty much the Qliphothic Middle Pillar, and that's pretty much it. That's its benefits and everything. It makes you more used to dealing with Qliphotic negative energies, okay? Energies that has to do with Gamaliel, Da'ath, Ta'Gideon, Thaumiel, and Nahemoth. And yeah, that's pretty much that. As well as makes your astral body more stronger after the toll, the immense toll that it takes you, and after confronting death itself and being void of life for a couple of hours or something similar. Depending, it all depends on your level astrally. It all depends on your proficiency and your level astrally. So your spiritual proficiency as a magician or as an occultist. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. Um, so yeah, these guys are all around, and Yeah, they're all, yeah, they know that I'm about to conclude this video, so they're all waving. They're all waving goodbyes and whatnot. So yeah, goodbye. Everyone is, yeah, goodbye from everyone. Goodbye from me. And yeah, that's pretty much this ritual. And I mean, that's pretty much this video. So yeah, goodbye.